Victoria, I am so thrilled to invite you to our ESOM Luminary series. I remember when I first met you, it was back in 2023 in Provincetown at the Artist Summit. And I remember we're sitting in
Hmm.
the audience, and I'm looking over and I'm like, who's that one, that woman, that person over there, that mystical creature with, I think your hair was like pink and maybe another color, and you were sketching the whole time. And I remember thinking at break, I have to go introduce myself. And then, of course, before that, Michael called you up on stage. And honestly, I was just so moved by your story. Artist to artist, I was really moved by your story. I was just really, just immediately, I was just enamored and been a fan ever since. So thank you so much.
Well, it's my honor, and the feeling is mutual. I think that was one of those magical moments when two souls meet, and the fact that your nieces call you Faye, and our daughter name is Faye. It was just one of those cosmic events where the people that are supposed to be in your life enter your story and make it better.
I
So
love
thank you for having me, and this is a great honor for me as well.
Thank you. Yes, Faye Luna. I love that. So beautiful.
Yes.
Mm. So when we look to invite luminaries in, one of the most important things is we look for someone who actually contributes to the industry, someone that is actively present in the industry and contributing. Because we all remember when we first started out what the struggle was,
Yeah, we do.
and I specifically, was really drawn toward you because not only as an artist but also as an entrepreneur. And I thought, what a better way to celebrate you than to share your story. So we're going to kind of get right into it.
I'm honored.
Thank
Yes.
So really for the one of my very first questions is what came first? Was it watercolor and oils or was it makeup?
Believe it or not, it was makeup. Makeup came first, and I think that unlocked the ability to be able to explore other mediums like oils or watercolors. The oils came first, and then the other mediums followed, but it was the makeup that unlocked that secret
I
in
love
me.
that.
Of course, with the guidance of my husband, who is an incredible artist and is very skilled. And he has nurtured and guided me through the process of becoming an illustrator and painter.
Oh, I love that. That's wonderful. So when did you begin illustrating and painting?
So it would be probably like a 15 years ago. My husband bought me like an oil painting class, and he presented it with this like a French beret and the set of brushes, and it was really cute. And then so I had like a one basic intro to oils, and then he took it from there, and I would just trial and error because it is a long journey, and it's still a journey because when somebody like me who is not formally trained, we have to go through those hurdles of being self-taught and not understanding process that could make our life easier. But I've enjoyed every aspect of the journey and still do.
That's amazing. I got into this industry really through painting first, as a child way early.
Wow.
And, I was painting with oils and I didn't wasn't formally
Wow.
either. So like you, I think maybe that's why we really gravitate toward makeup and what we
Yeah,
do because
it's in us.
it's in us, but as a makeup artist, it's through those, you call them opportunities, I call them mistakes that we learn and get better.
Yeah,
Of course, I love an oil.
absolutely.
Move it a
I
day
mean,
later if you want.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Well, you said, and then tell us, how did you begin your career then as a makeup artist?
Well, th this is an incredible story. I've I'm a war refugee. I came to this country during the war in my country, Yugoslavia. And I was very young. And I remember, you are learning everything from, how the telephone works differently to
Sure.
customs. And, you're confused and lost and, aimless. And I was very young too. And I was working in a mall giving out, those like a perfume samples that everybody stays away from. But the Mac people opened the counter. This is in North Carolina, and they befriended me. And that was the first time I felt like, oh my God, like there is the gang of misfits
Sure.
just like me, and I felt like I belonged to them. Like they embraced me for being quirky and unusual. And eventually I, got the job with them. And I know you worked with Kevin Aquan, and had the experience and stuff. I devoured the Kevin Aquan's books, and very that's how I educated myself to be able to join Mac.
Sure.
And once I picked up that brush, I knew that that was my purpose. And I lovingly like to say that that gave me clarity in life, and makeup saved my life.
Wow. That's amazing. That's it's a story of a heroine. That's amazing.
Yeah, well,
And
I
I
think
think
we
for
all have our story origin.
you, and I think makeup for so many people, I mean, I think back when we could do an event with Michael or in Provincetown, or we're at the makeup show in New York and we speak with other makeup artists. Um, Makeup is being a makeup artist, I always say, is a tough career. It's probably one of the most difficult careers because it's very intangible for being such a tangible
Hmm.
skill. And a lot of it is what we internalize to create our vision. So I love you sharing that because it really, like you said, saved you in many ways, and you found your community, which was really good.
Which is everything. I think that tribe and belonging to that tribe is essence of being human, and I think it's the most valued thing that you can possess.
I would have
And
loved to have
I'm
been part of
grateful
your
for
tribe
that.
back then. That would have been really cool.
Well, now we're a tribe.
Now we're our own, a new tribe, exactly. All right.
Yes,
So
exactly.
when share this, because this I think part is really fascinating. Like I remember watching you sketch. You were sitting there in Provincetown
Hmm.
sketching. And for me, I think because I painted portraits first before I did makeup, yours was just the opposite,
Hmm.
right? So for you,
Hmm.
how has the skill of painting or sketching and illustrating, how have you found that to be impactful in your makeup artistry?
Once you start working with other mediums than makeup and understanding composition, color theory, and way to express what's in your head by either color story or line story, or interpreting something, that assignment that is given to you. And all of that fuses together, and you become stronger because of it, because you understand the principles that you've learned while painting, and you can apply them much more masterfully to a human face. And also you start looking at assignment and a concept
Sure.
as a bigger picture than just applying color on the face. You think of costuming, of lighting, of what story you're trying to convey, and you apply that, within your skill as a makeup artist.
I love that. That's so true. It gives you a little bit more of the what behind the why, which is,
Exactly.
and I know, for a lot of people, it's like for those who go to school and they learn, let's say, traditionally through, let's say, maybe a cosmetology or makeup school, color theory sometimes is the part they're like, yeah, 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 let's move past this. but
But
real
it's a foundation of it. Yes.
foundation. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I was once doing something and I had put peach and a purple shadow on the eye, and I remember thinking, I she looked bruised because they
Yeah.
neutralized each other out and created muck, right? And I remember thinking,
Exactly.
this was early on. I
Yes.
was like, why is this changing? And I was blaming the makeup, and of course, it wasn't makeup. It's what I was doing. One of those
Yeah. Yeah,
opportunities.
but you live and learn, that
Yes,
is the beauty of our journey as
exactly.
makeup artists and becoming such.
Becoming better. Exactly. All right, cool. So
Yes.
share this. I remember uh, looking at your work, your illustrations, and what you'd shared with us, and then looking at your portfolio, which is just, there's rhythm to your work. There, it's lyrical. It's how it spoke to me. I love it. It almost has a little bit of I call it a little like an ethereal element to it. But you always,
Thank you. I like that.
okay, but you always see the beauty of the person. And that I think is so important because it's very easy for us to want to paint the face opposed to seeing our artwork sometimes become and complement. How long did it take you to develop I would say maybe like your signature style?
That is a very good point that you brought, that I see the person. That is a foundation of me as a makeup artist and also as a painter. I see features, I see a person, I see a soul, I see personality, I see a story. And I'm not the technician. I do not necessarily know, oh yeah, I can execute the perfectly technical smoky eye. But I ask a question, does this smoky eye works on this face? And how can we interpret smoky eye to suit a person in front of me? And I think that is very important. And that does not come automatically. And that is why it's very important to keep testing, keep failing, keep applying peach and pink and canceling each other and all of that. All of those things, all of those mistakes, all of those things that you learn, they are all applied in your experience. And so when somebody approaches me and tells me, oh, how much is for, just a couple of hours of your time, it's going to be a simple makeup. The thing is that you're not paying me for simplicity of the makeup. You are paying me because I have spent years, decades perfecting something that will be seamless and effortless to you, and it will save you time and money.
That is absolutely true. I feel like I have that conversation often with a lot of aspiring makeup artists, because that's often an obstacle that we all can experience on a daily now, because everyone thinks it's so
Oh,
easy to
absolutely.
execute on social media, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a whole nother world.
It's not. Yeah.
Exactly. I
It's
would say
not.
if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it. So that's
Absolutely.
great advice.
Absolutely.
Um, I saw an interview trying to do my research, and I saw an interview with you, and
Mhm.
we're telling a story about you being chipper, and you had an experience where
Yeah.
someone
Always.
had come and said something to you, and I thought, God, that's such a valuable story because share a little bit of that story, if you would.
So when I started in New York almost 20 years ago, I'm a very positive, friendly person, and I like to include everyone. Like we even teach our daughter, we say there's always room for one more,
Oh, I love
meaning that there is always you should embrace everybody, you should include everybody. I was not privy, nor I ever responded positively to that kind of stiff, mean girl mentality that fashion industry. You lived in New York and worked. that Anna Wintour, like I'm so like, you are in a periphery and I'm the it crowd. That never appealed to me, nor I ever tried to belong to that. And I've overheard on the photo shoot stylist who was absolutely miserable talking to a hairstylist saying, isn't she chipper? And the stylist goes, oh, yeah, she is. And she was like, oh, don't worry, darling. Give her a couple of years. This industry is going to break her.
Wow.
And I turned around toward her and I said, I wonder if the war and like homelessness did not break me. You think your bony ass will, pardon my French. And she
Exactly.
was like shocked,
Right.
So a couple of years later, and I was established. I had like covers under my belt, and people started knowing my name. And I ran into her at one of the parties, and I said to her, "Hey, remember me? I'm still here and still
So,
chipper as
yeah,
always."
that's great.
So um, I always say, don't let other people dictate who you are and
Sure.
how you should be, because then you are not being authentic to yourself, and that you are not aligning with the people you should be aligning with,
Sure.
because you are so desperately trying to belong to a crowd that is not yours to begin with.
That is really great advice because you want to be authentic, you want to be professional, but it's very easy in the very beginning to be swayed, especially when you're looking for
Absolutely.
any opportunity. So I thought that was like really interesting. I think I was often referred to as being naive and nice because I'm from the South. And I was just raised
Same
that
here.
way to say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you. And I think at some point, maybe people thought I was being insincere or just
Hmm.
to the point
Oh
where
yeah.
they won't last. Well, we're still here
Oh
talking.
yeah.
So we did something
Yep, we are. Exactly. You
exactly.
know what? I mean, and this is something that I wish I can bottle, as a young person. We're so desperate to belong and to be liked that
Sure.
we forget that we shouldn't be liked and belonged everywhere. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like if somebody thinks that you're insincere for being nice, and I trust me, I've been on the receiving end of this, that is their problem, not mine. They're holding a mirror. I am a mirror reflecting on their own insecurities, and I can't take ownership of that. I can only take ownership of how I treat people, and that I am proud that I have built a lasting legacy, that I can look anybody in the eye and say, I treated you fairly, with
Sure.
kindness, and with integrity. And I'm proud of that.
I love that. And I think that kind of goes, actually, that's really beautiful. I wish there was more of that in our world today. And
Yeah.
I'm sure what you just shared will inspire many. So that'll be really good.
I
We'll
hope
start
so.
sharing that. We need that. We need
Because,
more empathy and
yeah.
yes, exactly.
We are dependent on each other. We lift each other up. I am standing where I am right now because I had an army behind me.
Right.
I'm not a lone warrior on this. Every chance, every lesson, every door open was opened by somebody else. And so therefore I owe and respect and I'm grateful for all of those people in my life.
Wonderful. And you pay it forward, which is really important. I think
Absolutely.
that,
Absolutely.
you know, we're not at least I'm not in my early 20s anymore. And we're
Oh,
not
I
vying.
am. I'm sorry, boomer.
Well, that's fine, but we're not vying for that next. I mean, we all want the next big job, but we're not vying for things like we used to. We're not fighting for them. And I think now
No,
is the time where, okay, we've been in our career, you and I, for many, many years, and now there's something really rewarding about paying that forward. You know,
absolutely.
I think that's very important. That's very important. So with that, what advice would you give to an aspiring makeup artist? A lot of our viewers that will be watching this will be makeup artists are in cosmetology school, beauty schools, beauty studios, and they watch our series to learn from the legends and those who are doing things that they want to do. What advice would you give to someone that's just starting out?
Think of yourself as a canvas, okay? That canvas, that material should be true to you and have a fiber of everything that you are. So stay true to that canvas and take every advice, every encouragement, and every insult as a color, as a pot of paint, and paint it your way. Take advice from the people, but still apply it in the way you will learn and the way it will suit you. Because, like I said, we don't walk in this life alone. We have people beside us. Um, and one thing is don't ever let anybody tell you that you cannot do anything. And if they do, take that rejection and turn it into a fuel that will propel you forward, not tie you down. Because the only opinion that it matters about who you are, about what you strive to become, is you. The rest is just a color, and you can apply it onto your canvas or you don't. And in that also, make sure that you arm yourself with references, that you understand history of makeup, that you understand movie and pop culture references, fashion references, who the photographers are, who are the legends in your industry. Those are the weapons that you are going to have in your quiver that will help you fight all of those doors that will try to shut in front of you. But when you come on a set and you are armed and very well versed with what works, what doesn't work, how to edit yourself, you already have an upper hand
Wow.
against the people that just think that career happens, that they don't have to put it work into it. And just keep on going forward, don't stop believing in yourself. I sound like that cheesy song, but it's true.
You know,
Don't stop
don't believe it.
believing.
Exactly. Viktorija,
Yeah.
that is beautiful. I mean, what you just shared is, it makes me think of like maybe something my mother had shared with me or my grandmother. It's more than just what we can do in our careers. It's a beautiful, almost like mantra for life. So that was really great. But in your
Yeah, and
career,
and
mhm,
and another thing that I wanted to add to, stay away from negative people. This is a very, I think, one of the most crucial things. Gossip and negativity will bring you down.
sure,
When they say, look at your friends and I can see your future.
right,
That's the way you need to apply this career. If I tell my daughter, I want you to tell me two positive things every day. What one positive thing that you observe about somebody else and a one positive thing that you think of yourself. Because if you start looking at the strengths of other people around you, they're going to in turn uplift you as well. But
right.
if you align yourself with somebody who is negative, who blames other people for their problems, you are never going to thrive, not just in this business, but in life in general.
You're absolutely right. And when you're on set of any type of job, I have found that people create teams, right? That photographer, that art director, the hairstylist, the makeup artist, and it doesn't happen after one job, right? After a couple,
No.
as you guys can communicate, you have the similar dialogue, the similar end in mind,
Hmm.
most importantly, the similar attitude, like you're saying. And that I think
Absolutely.
allows us to revel in what we love to do.
Absolutely. It's a tribe. It's always a tribe. It's very tribal.
That's great. I can't wait until we do our shoot this weekend. We're gonna have so much fun
Yes, I
together.
can't wait.
That's gonna be
I
great.
can't wait.
All right, let's see. The next question I have for you here is, okay, So as an artist, as a makeup artist, as a mother, as an entrepreneur, um, how do you balance it all or balance not balancing it all? My joke.
Well, I have a very unique situation, or shall I say, privilege, that I am married to an incredible man who is part of our industry as well. He's a photographer and artist, and also, now a product developer. And so I have this privilege of somebody that has supported me from the very get-go and has actually invested his soul and body into me succeeding as a makeup artist. And so I don't have to explain why I have to travel all the time or, why am I on the set for 12 hours. He understands and he's there to support our family and uplift us and vice versa. And on the top of it, my mom, who is also a very talented hairstylist, lives with us. So, even if we both had to travel, we have somebody who would look after our daughter. But that said, everything that we do revolves around her. Everything that we're trying to create is for her. So, we are very dedicated in balancing it all because her future depends on it, and we work in a unison as a one organism to make that happen.
Beautiful. I love that. I think we're in a time where sometimes everything has to be perfect and buttoned up. And I think sometimes if we just try to focus on what's important opposed to what's urgent,
Absolutely.
we can hopefully, if I can only follow my own advice, we can hopefully somehow get through our day a little bit more enjoyable. So that was good advice.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So speaking of you as the entrepreneur, the question that I get asked often from young makeup artists, they're like, wow, I want to have a business. How do I, start my business? And I thought, you know what? You as an entrepreneur, share, how did you take your idea and turn it into this company?
So, as you know, our company Kit Ritual was a very long time coming. A lot of makeup artists, dream of having their own makeup line or whatever. But a nerd in me never had that aspiration. I was more interested in those tiny little bottles and
Mhm.
containers and how I should present everything. And I found such a joy in taking out, all of my makeup, sitting it on the floor, lighting up the candle, watching a show or listening to the music. And I would sanitize and organize and depot and minimize. It was like a ritual to me, and thus the name Kit Ritual was born because as a makeup artist, we take a lot of pride in our kits and their reflection of us. So I always wanted to fuse my two loves, makeup and art.
Mhm.
And by the way, if you hear barking, that's my dog Wednesday. Wednesday
Wonderful. I
Adams
love
barking. So
that.
yeah. But anyway, so she's barking at somebody. But anyway, so I took idea from the watercolors and the watercolor pens and everything, and I loved how you can pop them off and make them like you can exchange them and put them in different kits and stuff. And I was like, I wish, we could do that with makeup. I wish we can actually make something more truly modular where you can have a one palette with a multiple wells and you can just play musical chairs and really make it useful so you don't have to take everything in a kitchen sink with you when you're doing a job, especially a job that is simple and you know what you're doing. And, starting your own business is frightening because, we have put all of our money, all of our savings, and all of our faith into this product, which my husband designed with his smart self. And, I nagged and cried and told him what I want, and he's the one who made it happen. But Yeah, I mean, bless his heart, that man deserves a medal. But so basically, see, so this is the kit ritual. These are the palettes that I'm talking about, and you can see that you can twist them like a ice cube, and these wells they pop up,
Right.
and so you can organize them, you can put them, together, or separate or whatever. And again, my artwork is
That's
present there. It's a big identity for us, is the
mhm.
fusing the art with makeup.
Beautiful.
Um, so one thing that really resonated with me when people say, again, the fear of jumping into the unknown, but then having a feedback from our fellow artists is that this palette is so sleek and luxurious, and that we can finally like present it in front of the celebrity who is usually very brand driven. It becomes a part of their kit, and they proudly present it. That means a lot. That means that we really took our time. We took years to develop it, and that it's paying off, and that that kind of view on our palette is there. And because it was made with a lots of love, with the highest ingredients, and I'm glad that people are feeling it. So, I think in order to start your own business, as you know yourself, you do have to have experience and knowledge, but also you have to take a risk, that, sometimes I mean, I'm even today scared, I'm always worried, I've literally poured everything I have into this. And,
Sure.
we're a young company that is growing, and, this is the future for us and our daughter.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing that, first of all. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I so identify and I'm right there with you with so many of our other brand partners that we interact with at the shows. Um, passion,
Yeah.
passion is very important. You have to believe,
Hmm.
and you have to have try to identify who you think your audience is. So that's very good advice. What I love about your palette is this is mine, and what I love about
Yeah. Oh, look how beautiful.
love it.
Oh,
Really love about this is that for the most part, I use the cat products, and I love these. They're
yeah.
light, mediums, but I have my olive, my ruby, and my neutral. So of course, I
Hmm.
have these with me, and I have for years. So it did take me a few moments to actually like,
Yeah.
because I don't believe in like, taking things apart too much. But I was like,
Oh,
wow, once I did it, I was able to have
join the dark side.
Ruby neutral all in
Yeah.
one. And it's just
It
brilliant. So I love
simplifies
it.
it.
I love
Yeah.
the interchangeable. And I also really respect the thought that you put into the packaging because the materials, a lot of people don't realize the materials. This is like, isn't it like food grade?
Food grade. It's
Food grade.
shatterproof. It has UV filter on it, on a lid.
So
So,
it's going to protect your
so it's
product.
very much exactly. It protects the product, so it does not, compromise the chemical of the product itself. Like if you're leaving it in the sun or whatever. But it's also, you can take a hammer to it,
Right.
and it's shatterproof. The coating of the UV also makes it scratch resistant, because I did not want, of course, wear and tear will happen, but I did not want you to immediately take it out of the packaging and it becomes dingy and not very presentable.
And most
And
people
it
don't,
also has a rounded wells, so
yes,
you can easily scoop out the old product,
go to
and
get into the
just
corner.
replenish it.
Exactly. And a lot of
Yes, no
people
dirty
don't,
corners.
no dirty corners. A lot of people don't realize sometimes like all these extra little features, making it UV coated, that's an extra expense for the company.
Absolutely.
Every little detail that we want, the manufacturers say, oh, yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that. And it's like
Yeah, for a
cha-ching
cost.
for a
Yeah.
cost. But in the end, you end up having a beautiful quality product that I think you said it really well. if I cannot put this on my workstation and bring it to any type of job,
Yeah.
have it
Or
represent,
put my name on it.
yep, your name on it, or but just basically, it has to look professional, and I think you did a
Absolutely.
job. So thank you for
But
that.
thank you. And
What's
I mean, it means a lot to me from interpreter interpreter like you, as somebody who has such a beautiful, thoughtful product yourself, the way you made the eyeshadow palettes easily poppable, and the fact that they're clean and they're vegan and they're, also so rich. You can see how much love and thought you have poured into your um products. And I remember even before I um developed this, I was always a fan of the brush book,
oh,
and how like smart and compact, and also your suitcase, the way it kind of has like the modular, a compact, that you can move and arrange and everything. And I know that is a thought behind it, and that is also experience behind it. So I think love for each other is mutual
it's
because of
beautiful.
that and so much more.
Thank you. Love that. All right, so what's next? What's next for you and for Kit Rituals?
So for us at Kit Ritual, we are actually coming out, or it came out, and we're going to be debuting it available for purchase this May in for the makeup show. Is it May or April? Oh my God.
End of
Is it
April,
May,
May,
right?
just a blur.
Yeah, summer blur. Yes, like it's so much stuff to think about. But anyway, so we came, lots of people love the artwork. So they were like, oh, I wish, I can buy a print or whatever, or whatever. So we decided to bring out the extra large eyeshadow palette. So, for example, if somebody wants to take all of your eyeshadows in the one book and you made them so easily poppable, they can do so.
That.
Here you can see I have my blushes and stuff, but we made it also extra deep.
That's
So if
smart.
you have like a rounded product and stuff, it does not touch the
Cover.
cover.
Perfect.
And this is a limited edition.
Oh,
So once it's sold out, it's gone.
it's gone.
We're not going to produce any more because our plan as a brand is also to expand the artwork. So whenever we have or are about to replenish our supplies. And we are going to be coming out with a different artworks for the like era, and they will be collectible. And my dream as an entrepreneur is to be able to create a vast variety of a really beautiful, functional, but visually stunning tools and packaging that will elevate makeup artists' kits and also simplify their life and their back as well.
And they're back. Exactly. Well, I love that. And I,
Yeah.
with your artwork, it brings just a beauty that when I look at, I always share with you. I'm fortunate to have one of the prints that you sent me, and I love it. And I will
Yes.
reluctantly give it to my godchild when she's a little older. But it's in my desk, and I look at it, it's beautiful, and it just eradicates joy. And I love that. So thank you so much.
Well, I'm honored. It means so much to me. It means very, very much to me.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I can't thank you enough for being a part of this series and for your time. And I look forward to working with you this weekend. And most
I
important,
am ecstatic.
yeah, and then we'll see each other again at the makeup show, which is the end of April. It's always the weekend of the Met Gala, is how I remember it. It's always
Yeah.
because all the
So,
makeup artists are there in
yeah.
New York. So that'll be good.
Yes, and I can wait. I can wait to create with you, to exchange ideas with you, and I am so very grateful that you entered my life and that we get to create a story together.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you.
Of course.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.